closing their embassies in Syria as violence rages on. Turkey and Norway are the latest, citing security concerns. As the death toll rises in their home country, Syrian Canadians in Ottawa are getting frustrated. So they're doing everything they can from here to raise money for humanitarian efforts. Abhishek Rice has more.
Holding silent poses, Syrian Canadian students pay tribute to victims of recent violence in their home country. Most still have close ties to Syria. Yaman Marwa wants to remind the community here that people there are still suffering.
Having uncles under arrest makes me feel so depressed. Having other family members being refugees when they used to be one of the rich families in Syria makes me feel so bad about what's happening.
A revolution to overthrow the Bashar al-Assad regime in Syria is now more than a year old. Some estimate the Syrian government has killed more than 10,000 civilians since. People in Ottawa have been fundraising tirelessly for humanitarian efforts. Today, they're highlighting Syrian culture, like traditional food, clothing, and music, to raise awareness and money.
Right here we're trying to show both sides of Syria, the cultural and the political. There are people who know about the political side and some people who only know about the cultural side. Here we're trying to bring them all together.
So far, the Syrian community here in Ottawa has raised more than $180,000 for humanitarian efforts back home in Syria. Some of the money goes to refugee camps in neighboring countries. It's not just students who are coming together to help. Ayman al-Mazloum is a community member who served in the Syrian military for more than 2 years.
I've seen a lot of wrong things, but I couldn't say anything. Like torturing, soldiers who refuse to do some orders.
But as the horror stories mount, the community here stays hopeful.
We can do this. We don't have to back up right now. We're almost there, and I hope one day we'll be free.
And until the violence in Syria ends, they say they'll try to keep the conflict in the spotlight. Abhishek Rice, CBC News, Ottawa.